listening to Ring Chronicles with Lance Vaughn and Glenn Ritchie.
All right. How was your WrestleMania hangover?
Well, it was good for a while until other events in this world happened.
Yeah.
In the world of entertainment among people our age.
Yeah.
Like the death of Gambit. I can't get over it.
Yep. So I've heard.
Ruined my Cody Rhodes high.
Well, I mean, you can't have it all, man.
Can't have it all.
You should have known Gambit was going to die. I mean, Cody Rhodes won the title. I mean,
something terrible.
Yeah,
something of equal,
an
equal measure had to take place.
Oh man! All right, so I guess we're going to go ahead and jump into it, right? WrestleMania 40.
WrestleMania
coverage.
40. The first match was Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch.
Yes,
that was a great match.
A good match to kick off WrestleMania.
Yes,
and a title match. I don't know if I've seen. I mean, I'm sure that's happened. I just don't recall it happening. A title match.
They do a lot more of that nowadays.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
You mean just in general with the PLEs?
In general.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
And a lot of times they'll start off like with a women's match being first, and then the men's main event, or men's match would be first for the title. Mm-hmm. Women's match would be for the main event. Although I've noticed in the past couple of years they've stopped putting women's matches in main events as much as they were for a while. For a while they were on a roll with that,
right?
But they've really dropped off of that, and I don't know why. I can only assume why. Maybe they've done all the first main event, first Hell in a Cell,
right?
So it's not as maybe as much of a draw as it was before to do the first all the time,
right? But
I personally liked it when they did that, when they mixed things up. Some of these matches with the women I really want to see, and this was one of them, and it was great. It was just a solid match. Rhea Ripley came out on top like she always does. Mm-hmm. She's always on top.
Mommy's always on top. That's what I've heard.
As Dom. So, that was a good match. Next match was that excellent, and I would say surprisingly good tag team ladder match.
Yeah.
Six man team.
Yeah.
Tag, or it says six-pack.
Six-pack tag?
Yeah, how many people? What the hell is a six-pack tag?
So it was 6 tag teams, right?
Was it 6 tag teams?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It was a lot, yeah. Okay. Anyways, nobody cares about A-Town Down. Austin Theory was just the guy that Vince McMahon was passionate about sexually,
right?
And Grayson Waller. Who cares about Grayson Waller?
Okay.
So nobody cares about these two.
Okay.
People say, why would you say that about Vince McMahon? Vince McMahon's a weirdo, and I think he had it for Austin because he had this great body.
Yeah.
And Vince McMahon, he likes.
Yeah, he likes the body. He's all about the body.
Yeah,
I mean,
so that's what he was all about.
Yeah.
I mean, he did talk about having a gay experience. So let's just. Mm-hmm. I'm just calling it how I see it. I think he had the hots for Austin Theory, even though he's no longer around. I guess his booking decisions are still kind of sticking around here. Mm-hmm. I think Austin Theory is overrated. I think Grayson Waller is overrated. Didn't care about any of them. But there was a jewel in this match.
Okay.
And that was R-Truth.
Yes. I knew you were going with R-Truth.
Okay. First of all, the hot tag.
Yeah. Oh, that was awesome.
Yes. Okay. So that is,
and I love that Miz went with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't act confused or anything. He went with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, the Miz does some comedy stuff too.
Yeah.
So, he gets it.
Right.
But I mean, nobody, one day I'm going to do a video on like the best comedic wrestlers
Right.
in wrestling, and I don't think anybody does it better than R-Truth. He puts a level of absurdity into it that is not to the point of like just complete disrespect to the business. You know, we don't have the blue cane coming out there. We don't have the indie taker.
Right.
I mean, there's no ridiculousness like that.
He makes you believe that he really is confused about the rules of the match.
Yeah.
It's like this guy doesn't quite get it. And somebody always has to correct him. It's how it works.
Yeah. And it's consistent. It's been consistent over time. And honestly, you can look at stuff that R-Truth did way back in the day. He was doing this stuff back then. It just didn't get as much attention back then for whatever reason. And, you know, I think it's just like, well, sometimes how great artists are. Sometimes great artists are not appreciated until way down the road. And here's R-Truth. He's being appreciated like in his 50s at the end of his career. He did get some love in TNA, but and he was put up high in the card for a while in the WWE, but that didn't last long. You know, I saw a lot of African American fans making a comment about this match and talking about how R-Truth and like how you know, I'm not trying to get political here, but they were saying that. You know, black people have to work harder, twice as hard to get the same results, stuff like that. I'm not trying to get into that debate, but in this particular situation, isn't it obvious that that R-Truth should have gotten over a long time ago?
Yeah.
And what was the reason why he didn't? Well, I mean, you can only assume. So R-Truth is getting some recognition, some respect. Oh my God, I saw a great meme, and you know how like in factions they'll have these like memes with the picture of the faction, and they'll have like every belt that's ever been collected by that faction.
Okay, yeah.
Well, it was Judgment Day and R-Truth, and there were over 50 24/7 titles at the bottom of the meme. Including some of the other titles that he's won, because he's actually won some singles gold, some tag gold.
Right.
You know, it's not just 24/7 belt. He's won some belts in his career
right.
in WWE, but you know, he got a WrestleMania moment. I loved everything. Everything the guy did in the match was just amazing. From doing the hot tag to doing the 5 moves of doom, or like John Cena or whatever, and then the Miz having to, like, you know, get his attention and like show him that the belts were up. You know, it was a ladder match.
Yep.
And then R-Truth gets up on top of the ladder. I don't know if this was intentional or not. He gets up to the top of the ladder, and the belts are behind his head. And so he's up there. He's trying to figure this out. Like, where are the belts at? And you see this look of confusion on his face, and he's like reaching out behind his head to grab the belts, and then he has trouble getting them unhooked, and it's just amazing. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it does everything. Everything the guy does is just entertaining.
Yep.
And whether it was intentional or not, it was a great moment. I mean, you can't. That's the thing about R-Truth. You can't tell if he botched something or if it was intentional. He's just that good, you know? So, like, he's up there and he's, like, grabbing behind his head for the belts and everything. It was so awkward. But at the same time, it was so great. And the fans were behind him, too. And I think that was very obvious, too. Any thoughts on that match?
Well, you covered everything on R-Truth. One thing I wasn't aware of going into that match was that, I mean, obviously their intention was to split up the belts.
Yeah.
So had that been hinted at, or what do you think the reason for that was? And how long were they unified or whatever?
They've been unified for a while because the Usos had them together at the last WrestleMania.
Okay.
So I don't know how long they've been together but they've been together for a while. I'm kind of glad that they split them up again because, well, first of all, I don't think there was less need to have them together when the belts don't belong to a faction. Okay. So at first they were in the bloodline.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn got the belt. Now they weren't a faction, but it allowed both of them to go on both Raw and SmackDown. Well, then they did the draft and they split the two. Judgment Day got the belts. They're a faction. Mm-hmm. So now they can have their tag team champions fight on both brands.
Right.
Okay. So now they're not with any faction. So there's no need to have them. We might as well have them exclusive.
Right.
And I could care less about SmackDown champions, but The Miz and R-Truth, they're great. Mm-hmm. So in my opinion, that was the second greatest moment of the whole pay-per-view, was R-Truth getting those belts.
I was going to bring this up. I don't know what we would call it, but you know how at WrestleMania 3, everybody went to see Hogan and Andre, but Savage and Steamboat stole the show.
Yeah.
Is that the one that stole the show?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I still think the Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns is not going to be overshadowed.
It was still okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't think that match is going to be overshadowed.
Okay.
Rey Mysterio and Andrade versus Santos Escobar and Dom Mysterio.
Yeah, I didn't really
care.
Yeah. I did. I just I don't know. It felt filler. I don't know. What was the point?
It did feel filler.
Yeah.
Phil Filler. It's CM Punk's cousin. I don't know why I said that. That's so silly.
I also don't like. Well, I mean, I don't know how to put this. Look, Andrade left AEW, goes over to WWE, and is he just a mid Carter?
I don't know. I don't know why he came back, but then again, the AEW wasn't doing anything with him either. I mean, the poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor guy is actually great. Maybe he needs to go back to NXT. I mean, he was successful there.
I mean, is he going to have a type of match in WWE that he had with Danielson last year?
No.
Yeah, so I don't know.
No, he's not. That was a great match. I saw it. It was awesome. Jey Uso defeated Jimmy Uso. Now, that was a match that I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, twin brothers. I can't think of a time. Now somebody from the Jerry Blackwell committee might know of this, but I can't think of a time in professional wrestling history where two twin brothers fought each other before.
Okay.
So there you go. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi defeated Damage Control. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say it.
All right, say it. Let's hear it.
I don't care about Jade Cargill.
Okay. So what changed? Or did anything change? Did you ever care?
I've always been ambivalent about her.
Okay.
I was hoping that going to the Performance Center and all of that would make her maybe great. Mm-hmm. She's a solid okay. Like Orange Cassidy.
Okay.
She's okay.
Okay. That's a way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, she's there because she's got big muscles and is strong.
Right.
Okay. In fact, that match. So, the guy that likes Vince Russo said that she looked good in the match. I actually think Bianca made her look bad because you had Bianca doing everything that she can do plus more.
Okay.
So, and I'm not even that big of a Bianca fan.
Okay.
But you can't argue with how athletic Bianca Belair is.
Yeah.
She, in my opinion, she's the only one that can hold a candle to Charlotte Flair as far as athleticism in the ring.
Okay.
Even though she's not really my favorite wrestler by far, she's an amazing person in the ring. Mm-hmm. Jade Cargill can just do the strong stuff. Okay, now granted, if that's what they push her as being the strong one, mm-hmm. and that's her whole gimmick, then that's fine. But they're trying to make her out to be this like the next big thing. And I think they're trying to do that to AEW wrestlers because they want AEW wrestlers to come back or come over, mm-hmm. and say, hey, we're going to treat you great. We're like what we did with Brian Pillman Jr. and I can't even think of his name, his new name. Hell, I don't know, something King.
Something King.
Brian Pillman Jr.'s new name.
Oh, Lex King or
Lexus King.
Lexus King, is that it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's it.
But they treating him pretty well. But see, that thing, he's great. Mm-hmm. He could put on a solid match.
Right.
I'm just not impressed yet with Jade Cargill. That's just my feelings.
Okay. I don't know what to think either, honestly. I mean, they haven't used her much.
Overhyped.
There was definitely a lot of hype, wasn't there? I mean, she showed up at, I think, a PLE like months before they ever used her.
Yeah.
And so the hype was they hyped her to hell and back. And if I remember correctly from the WrestleMania match, I don't think she did a whole lot, did she?
No, I don't think so. I think she got taken out of the oven too quickly. We're dealing with
look. I don't know what goes on at the Performance Center. I'm not behind those closed doors. I don't know what the higher ups think of her. But I just get the impression that they don't think too much of her.
I get the impression that they think too much of her.
Well, look, they brought her in. They hyped her up from the beginning, and she's still not like a full-time presence on TV.
So
why is it taking so long?
Maybe they did. Maybe she didn't turn out what they thought she could.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they're disappointed.
Maybe they thought more was going to happen, but then again, are they giving her enough time?
I don't know. I mean, I would think, look, I don't know where she trained before WWE. I don't know who trained her, but she wrestled in AEW for a while. You would think that, whether she was wrestling good or bad in AEW, that she should jump over there. And if they want her to wrestle a certain way, which I think they want everyone to wrestle a certain way, I would think with her experience thus far, it wouldn't take that long for her to catch on, but it kind of feels like it is.
Yeah, I knew it was. I knew it wasn't going to work this way. Next match, Sami Zayn versus Gunther. Great match. I mean, you got two great guys. I mean, what are you going to get? You're going to have a great match. Probably got like 3 stars from Dave Meltzer.
It's like, goddamn. But look, I said it in the chat while we were talking during the show. El Generico is the IC champion.
He's been IC champion before.
As Sami Zayn?
As Sami Zayn.
Oh, I did not know that. Yeah. Holy shit. So did Gunther win it off him?
No. Who did he get it from? I can't even remember that. So long ago.
It's been so long, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even remember who he got it from. I mean, it was a long time ago. The Bloodline defeated Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. So when they won. I figured they would because they had to hype up the stakes
right
for the next night.
Right.
Make it no DQ.
Yeah.
Okay. I got some mixed feelings about the Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns match.
Okay.
Because
are we jumping to the end now?
No, I'll get there in a minute.
Well, one thing I liked from the night one main event was at the end of the match, they used the same camera angle from last year's WrestleMania, where Cody was in the foreground, and then you see Roman and Paul Heyman behind him celebrating.
Yeah.
They use that same. I love that.
Yeah, they did draw back on a lot of stuff. And the main event the next night would draw back on a lot of historical stuff too.
Yeah.
Okay, night 2, Drew McIntyre defeated Seth Rollins. I was so happy for Drew.
Yeah.
And then the bisexual Undertaker shows up.
Wait.
You don't know about that?
I don't know about the bisexual Undertaker. What's the bisexual Undertaker?
Damian Priest.
I don't know, but where does bisexual Undertaker
I don't know where it
from?
came from either. The fans are just calling him the bisexual Undertaker.
Is he bisexual? I mean, that's
no,
fine. Well, then where did it come
They've even asked him. They said, "Why are they calling you the bisexual Undertaker?" He says, "I don't know." I'm surprised you hadn't seen that.
I have not seen that. No.
Yeah. They've even asked the guy. They're like, "Why are the fans calling you the bisexual Undertaker?" And he's like, "I have no idea." But can't you kind of see it?
Now I can.
Yeah. You know?
I get it.
He's the bisexual Undertaker.
El Senor bisexual Undertaker. Oh my God.
I've got some mixed feelings about that too. Because does Damian Priest deserve to be champion? Yeah, but I think Drew McIntyre deserved another championship run for a while.
Right.
Even more so. But they had to do something. They couldn't have Damian Priest come out there and beat Cody Rhodes.
Well, of course not. No.
I mean, so they had to do something.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely off limits.
So it was a rare heel versus heel thing. You don't see that often in wrestling, but that happened. The Pride, which is Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford, with B-Fab, defeated the Final Testament. Philadelphia Street Fight. I kind of felt like that was a throwaway match too. I felt bad for Bobby Lashley.
Okay.
Like, I feel like Bobby Lashley is one of the greatest active wrestlers today, and he's not getting used like he should be.
There's always somebody not getting used right.
LA Knight defeated AJ Styles.
Okay, so with that one, okay. Now after WrestleMania, my only concern is LA Knight.
What are they
going to do? Right. What are they going to
do with the man?
I don't know.
He won a match at WrestleMania. That's great. Let's move on and do something with him.
Right.
Let's give him a belt.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Any belt.
Yeah.
We don't have to give him the world title. We can give him U.S., Intercontinental, whatever.
Right. Needs a belt.
He needs a belt. Logan Paul defeated Kevin Owens and Randy Orton by pinfall. Triple threat match for the United States Championship. I've always been a Logan Paul fan, so I was okay with that. Bayley defeated Io Sky by pinfall. Bayley had her WrestleMania moment.
Yep.
Cody Rhodes defeated Roman Reigns. Bloodline rules. Okay, thoughts about that match. First of all, Dave Meltzer gave it 4.75 stars.
How do you feel about that, Glenn?
I don't know what I would have gave it, but I mean, when you give someone 4.75 stars for a great match, you're just pissing on them.
Right. So do you think his star should be rounded off to a whole number?
I mean, if you're gonna, Cody Rhodes won the freaking belt. Like, just go ahead and give him the extra quarter star.
Right.
Give him a 5-star match. He didn't give anybody 5 stars. Okay. At least on night 2. I don't know about night 1, but I'd be willing to bet money right now, whatever you want to bet.
Yeah.
That he didn't give anybody 5 stars on night 1 either.
Okay.
But if we had the thing in the Tokyo Dome, it would have been 60 stars.
So having the match in Japan automatically gets you a quarter star.
Yeah, that's where the quarter star was missing. It was in one of those cities over there, Osaka or something, Tokyo.
Oh my God,
that's where the quarter star went.
So when New Japan has a show in the States, does it automatically lose a quarter star?
No, it doesn't. They carry the stars with them.
I wonder if Jack Perry got a 5-star for that match he just had with New Japan in Chicago.
Oh my God.
Or wherever it was.
I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. My only gripe about the match is I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I've always felt like the main event of WrestleMania should be not a no disqualification match.
Okay.
But I understand why they did it, because it does make sense story-wise to have, interference last year be the reason why Cody Rhodes didn't win. And so this year they up the ante.
Yeah.
And say, okay, well, we know interference is going to happen this year because it's bloodline rules.
Right.
But then John Cena and the daggum Undertaker shows up. And a lot of people were the straight one. The heterosexual Undertaker.
I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah.
I was confused for a second. I wasn't sure which Undertaker it was.
You know what I liked about Damian Priest's reaction to it? He wasn't even offended.
Yeah.
He just said he was just confused.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know why they call me that, but he wasn't like offended by it or anything. You know, he had I mean, I guess if you're going to be called the bisexual Undertaker, I mean, there's worse things to be called.
Right. That's right.
I mean,
That's right.
I mean, there are much worse things to be than the bisexual Undertaker.
Yep.
So if you're getting anything, any kind of comparison to the Undertaker, that's good for your career.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
I understand why they did a no DQ thing. So a lot of people wanted Austin to be in the match. That would have been nice, but I took it.
I read. I have no idea if this is true or not. But I read one thing, the one headline, one article that said that that they couldn't come to a financial agreement for Austin to be there. Well, and it ended up being Undertaker. Now, I thought that they purposely hyped him to throw everybody off because all during the pre-show and shit, they kept throwing out these Austin hints. They kept saying, like, during the pre-show, they were, talking to the crowds like, if you're ready for WrestleMania, give me a hell yeah, shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But then I read that they couldn't come to an agreement on it. So
well, maybe so.
I don't know.
How much money does Austin want? Dang.
I don't know.
Oh, before we move on, Stephanie McMahon appearing at WrestleMania. What did you think about that?
She was at the Hall of Fame in front of everybody.
Yeah.
So after that, I wasn't that surprised, honestly. So now I guess, going out there to kick off night 2 of WrestleMania is a different thing, but I don't know. I guess I was just whatever about it.
I've gotten a lot of mixed feelings about Stephanie McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, the allegations that there was concerns about what was it? I can't even remember the allegations, but there was an employee that was dealing with something. I guess sexual harassment related or something. I can't remember, but anyways. Stephanie made her feel like she was her supportive person, and then when they got into a meeting and talked turkey, she was the company woman.
Yeah.
That was basically, I believe that. That sounds like Stephanie McMahon. On the other hand, I think when Stephanie was more involved in the WWE, which now she's not at all, I think that she was pushing a lot of the women's stuff.
Okay.
And was really pushing this, women's evolution deal.
Yeah.
But she could have also pushed it, when it came to HR matters too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, obviously she's nowhere near as much of a creepazoid as Vince was.
Right.
But I just don't know about her appearing on TV. Maybe have her in the back role. I think Triple H needs to be the administrative face of the company.
Yeah.
Because there's no baggage there. It's Triple H.
Right.
Oh, we're going to talk about Triple H in a minute.
Yeah,
too.
we're going to talk about him.
We're going to talk about Triple H because there was some shade thrown towards
shades thrown. Yeah.
Triple H recently.
Yeah.
So, okay, next thing that we have on our list to talk about is the CM Punk drama. Lance, you want to start us off since you're the AEW expert in house?
Okay, so
even though I did watch
I don't even know where to start with the bullshit. Okay, so Tony Khan, the Bucks decided it was a good idea to show what happened at All In last year.
All right, hold on. Before they did that, though, there was CM Punk's interview where he talked about
Okay. You want me to start
happened.
there?
Let's,
I can start
let's
there.
start there.
Okay, we'll start there for sure. Okay, so he went on Ariel Helwani's show, and I hope I'm saying that right.
Probably not.
Probably not. The show's the MMA Hour, and CM Punk went on before WrestleMania. It was one of the WrestleMania media appearances that a lot of wrestlers do. And of course, he asked him about, as they call it, what do they call it, brawl in or something? What's the name they gave it, brawl in?
Brawl in.
Yeah. And it turns out that CM Punk apparently never had an NDA, and he could talk about it all he wanted, and he did. And I felt like, now look, I had my own opinions before this interview about what happened, and I put some blame on CM Punk, and it wasn't just for this incident. It was because of his history in WWE, and I just kind of felt like he's going to stir up drama everywhere he goes. But as he told this story, I really related to a lot of what he was saying because I've experienced it in my workplace. So I kind of felt like I knew what he was talking about. Now, I don't work in professional wrestling, but when somebody comes to you and wants you to handle something, a disciplinary type situation, and you know that they will not like the way you handle it, it makes things difficult. And that's one of the things he talked about.
Could you elaborate more on that? Because
Yeah.
I've read about the interview, but I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to.
Okay, so I guess if we go back to the media scrum where, you know, he went off on Hangman Adam Page and the Bucks and called, you know, said he works with children and all that stuff. You know, he got in a fight backstage with the Bucks and I think Kenny Omega or something like that.
Yeah.
So after that, that's when they created the Collision show and put CM Punk on Collision, and that was kind of his show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was, I mean, obviously it was one of the first collisions because he wasn't there long after that. But Tony Schiavone went to CM Punk backstage. I think CM Punk said he was at catering. He was, you know, eating lunch or something. And Tony Schiavone goes up to him and says, "Hey, we need your help." So what's going on? He said, "Well, Jack Perry's cussing everybody out." And he's like, "Why?" And apparently the deal was that Jack Perry wanted to do a spot where he would break a car window with a pipe or something. CM Punk then elaborated on that situation and gave the details of that situation. First off, that was a rental car. It did not belong to anybody. And Jack Perry wanted to bust the window out and return the fucking rental car with a busted window.
That's stupid.
Fucking stupid. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And one of the points that CM Punk made is, you return this car with a busted window. It's not like it's an accident. You know, if an accident happens, but this is on purpose. And if there's a damn wrestling fan working at Enterprise or wherever the damn rental car company is, and they see this, they're going to be like, they busted this shit on purpose.
Yeah.
So anyway, he was like, yeah, if you do that shit and you return it, that rental car company's going to say, don't rent to pro wrestlers anymore. Because they're going to fuck up our shit.
And
we're going to have to pay for it.
I would think there could probably even be criminal charges for something like that.
Maybe. But CM Punk said, no, you're not doing that. Now, like Tony Schiavone said before this, everybody that told him no, including, I believe, Dr. What's the doctor's name in AEW? He used to be in WWE. Samson. Told him no. Everybody told him no. And apparently Jack Perry cussed out everybody that told him no. Apparently, he didn't cuss out CM Punk when CM Punk told him no. What CM Punk said was, okay, if you want to do this, go to Dynamite on Wednesday and do it. And then he was like, okay, fine. And he thought the situation was over. So you fast forward to All In, and he does that spot in the pre-show with the glass, and then he talked shit to the camera. He was talking to CM Punk, "Cry me a river, it's real glass." And then after that is when that video picked up that we saw on Dynamite, where he confronts Jack Perry. And if you watch the interview that CM Punk did with on the MMA Hour, everything he said happened in the video, like everything. He admitted to everything. He said he put him in a chokehold or whatever. He put Jack Perry in a chokehold. That's exactly what he did.
And it was only for like a second or two.
It was only for a few seconds. If you watch the video, you see Samoa Joe in the top left corner of the video.
Yeah.
He's at Gorilla because they're about to have a match.
Right.
And then so Jack Perry's standing there in front of the monitors, and you don't see Tony Khan, but he's there.
Yeah.
That's where he's behind those monitors, with the headset on and everything. You don't see him, but you can see the monitors. And at one point, you can see his hand over the monitors like that.
Yeah.
You just know it's him because, of course, that's where he would be. So, yeah, that's where it picked up. You see everything that CM Punk said that happened. He put him in a chokehold. Samoa Joe came over and broke it up. He lunged at Tony Khan. Yeah, he did, but I don't think it was with the intention of hitting him. He was just yelling at him. He was pissed.
Yeah.
Because another thing he said in the interview is that he asked Tony Khan to fucking handle the situation. And Tony Khan's like, what do you want me to do about it? Like, I don't know, be a fucking boss, be a manager?
Yeah.
Do something about it? That's why he was so you kind of see him. He's not trying to punch him. He's not trying to throw a punch at him. He's just like pointing at him and yelling at him.
Yeah.
So yeah, he lunged, but it wasn't with the intention of hitting him. And no, Tony Khan's life was not in danger in any fucking way.
Yeah, that was the silliest part.
Any fucking way.
Silliest part.
The worst thing that happened was some monitors got bumped into. They didn't even get knocked over. They just
so there
bumped into
weren't
them.
like pregnant women getting tossed around and knocked all over the place. And
look, I'm not an OBG. I'm not an OBGYN, and I saw no pregnant women. Okay, I saw no.
There was
pregnant
no
women.
grannies walking by getting murdered.
I did not see anybody look like a granny. What I saw was a bunch of wrestlers and production staff standing around. That's what I saw.
And nobody was at risk of anything.
No, except for Jack Perry, and it sounds like he deserved it.
Yeah.
Now this is why I take CM Punk's side, because I would want to do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
If somebody's just being a complete motherfucker, they need to get their ass kicked.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And when in professional wrestling has a backstage fight resulted in a firing?
Yeah.
Other than this one.
Well, I mean, if you stab somebody with scissors, I mean, there are limits to this, Lance.
I was referring more to, Bret Hart punching Vince in the face.
Oh, okay.
I was referring more to, Bret and Shawn having a shoot in the restroom in 1997.
You're not talking about an actual attempted murder.
No, I'm not. I'm not talking about murder.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw the video too.
Yeah.
And I was just like, is this really it?
Yeah.
Like, is this really it? Like, why would Tony Khan make this whole thing about like afraid of his life and then show the videotape? Did he think that was going to make AEW look good? See, here's the thing, Lance. Me and you've talked about how AEW has made some great steps forward.
Yeah.
And, they've got freaking Mercedes Moné now.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, they're doing some good stuff.
Yeah.
And then they do this.
They do this, right.
It's like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back.
Yeah. Exactly that. Yep. And it's disappointing because they got so much great talent there, and there's some good stories going on. I really want to see Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland at the pay-per-view. I really want to see that.
Yeah.
But then you got this shit, like, clouding it. There's a big shadow over it. And you got Mercedes Moné, which, by the way, it's going to be Willow Nightingale and Julia Hart at the pay-per-view, and then Mercedes will face the winner of that at Double or Nothing in May.
Sounds great.
That's what's set up right now. So anyway, going back to the thing, to me, the only thing this did was verify that Tony Khan is the biggest pussy walking the earth. Okay?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay, Vince McMahon got punched in the face for real by Bret Hart. And Vince McMahon never said he feared for his life.
Yeah. He also got punched by nails. Now Nails did get fired. For assaulting Vince McMahon. But,
Okay.
Also Nails was not good.
and in the case of Bret Hart, he was leaving. He was leaving anyway. So.
Also, we're talking about he actually got hit.
Yeah, he actually got hit.
He actually got hit.
Right.
I just
yeah. I'm like, holy shit. So look, they showed this video. this was not good for AEW. The fucking Bucks showed this thing, and then they acted like, yeah, see, I told you. It's like, you just proved that CM Punk was right and was in the right.
Yeah.
And all you did was, what's the word I'm looking for? Corroborate everything he said.
Yeah, they even made a comment in one of their entrances directed towards Punk, didn't they? The Young Bucks did after his interview. I can't remember what they said, but
they did address Jack Perry.
Maybe
because now Jack Perry is calling himself the scapegoat.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
That's his gimmick now. And what they did was they walked up to the camera and said, "Hey, scapegoat, we love your work."
Okay.
So
I thought that was directed towards Punk, but okay.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to go a little bit further.
That's what I get for not keeping up with my AEW.
Look, I'm going to go a little bit further and say that Jack Perry is a spoiled little shit who's never been told no in his life because of who he is.
Yeah.
And when somebody told him no in AEW and didn't get his way, he cussed everybody out. Now what does that tell you about somebody?
Entitled.
Right. Like, what the fuck?
Entitled brat.
He doesn't see the brat. Like, you wanted to bust the window of a fucking rental car. It doesn't belong to you. It's not your window to break. You know? So, yeah, that really changed my well, really, it was CM Punk's interview that changed my opinion, and then the video just verified it. Yeah, I think in this situation, we don't know what happened backstage with CM Punk in his first run of WWE, but in AEW, I think he was completely in the right. I think what he said about having to work with children is absolutely right. There was the bullshit with Adam Page going into business for himself during a promo. And that's where all the Colt Cabana shit came from. So, like, what the fuck, man?
And then on the same episode of Dynamite,
yeah,
we have Will Ospreay.
I've heard it both ways. I don't care.
Will Ospreay.
Yeah,
he had some drama.
Yeah, so you saw the Triple H interview on Pat McAfee show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So anybody that doesn't know, which I'm sure you all know, he was talking about, you know what, I guess Triple H was talking about what it takes to be in WWE, and he said if you're not in it for the grind, then he doesn't want you there. And he was obviously talking about Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay recently went to AEW.
Is it obvious that he was talking about him though?
Yeah,
I know a lot of people took it that way.
Because it's been made public of the reasons why he went to AEW. He liked the schedule better. I guess he liked the pay to work ratio better. And Triple H decided, I think Triple H's feelings were hurt. If his feelings weren't hurt, I don't think he talks about it. He wanted Ospreay. I believe 100% he wanted Ospreay, and he didn't get him. And he's not happy about it. So he found a way to bury him. Now, I also want to say this before I forget. None of this has anything to do with the future possibility of Will Ospreay going to the WWE. Look at what Cody Rhodes said about Triple H.
Yeah.
And now he's the undisputed champion.
Yeah.
Just what, 4 or 5 years later?
Yeah.
So first
he took a sledgehammer to Triple H's throne.
He did. And he also made fun of him for being a bodybuilder or something. He made comments about Triple H, and now he's the champion.
Yeah.
So this
who beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Reigns, yeah. So yeah, this, because I've been seeing a lot of stuff like, oh well, Will Ospreay's stupid for burning that bridge. He didn't burn shit. Okay, if down the road they still want him and he wants to go there, he'll be there.
Yeah,
it's wrestling. Bret Hart came back to WWE after he punched Vince in the face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nails didn't come back though.
Oh my God. But yeah, but anyway, just, we need to mention what Will Ospreay said exactly, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Triple H was saying he's afraid of the grind, basically, and he went out there and said, first off, he used an old joke. He's used the joke that lots of people have used. He said the only reason he's in the position he's in is because he was grinding on the boss's daughter.
I got a lot of comments to say about that.
So, like to me, I'm like, I don't care. He took a shot back at him. I don't care. But at the same time, that's an old joke. Everybody's made that joke.
Okay, my thoughts on all this. Okay, Triple H made his comments not on WWE programming, but on the Pat McAfee show.
Okay, that's true.
He didn't even bring up the guy by name.
Okay.
Okay.
Now Will Ospreay didn't say Triple H either. He didn't say Triple H's name.
He didn't?
Nope.
I thought I heard it, but maybe I just imagined it or whatever.
Nope.
Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I read the promo and not saw it. I don't remember. But anyway, I read about the controversy. And so, well, I guess what I'm getting at is with Will, his comments were very obvious toward Triple H. Triple H's comments were somewhat obvious. Also, Will Ospreay's comments were on a main program of AEW. Triple H wasn't like on Raw talking about this.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
To me, it was embarrassing to bring all this up. And then, okay, I get it that Triple H became an executive because he did marry the boss's daughter, but that's fucking smart.
I guess it's not stupid.
Okay, first of all, she wasn't an ugly woman. She's rich. I don't know anything about her personality outside of the wrestling industry, but I mean, there's much worse choices you could choose as a spouse. Okay.
Agreed.
So Triple H, but here's the thing. Triple H, everything he did in the ring had nothing to do. I mean, I know people said that he got pushed because of marrying the boss's daughter. He took that crap and used it as leverage to be a better heel. I mean,
yeah,
it was real life. Okay.
Yeah.
And also they greatly over-exaggerated Triple H's power in the company. It's only been up till now that he has significant power.
Yeah.
And even then it's not ultimate power. As we saw with the situation that happened with The Rock.
Yep.
Nearly taking Cody Rhodes's. Oh, by the way, they're admitting that now.
Yeah.
They're admitting that almost happened.
Yeah.
That
the documentary's coming out about that.
It may even be out. I don't know.
Well, it was supposed to come out this past week, I think, but they said they were still putting together footage, so it's going to come out later.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But they're just straight up admitting, we almost had The Rock against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania when we almost screwed up, but the fans were mad.
Yeah.
So we had to pivot,
right?
You know, because a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's a work, it's a work." No, it wasn't a work, man. That's exactly what happened. You know, Triple H did not have power over that. If The Rock decided that he was dead set, I'm going to be at WrestleMania 40 against Roman Reigns, it would have happened.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It would have happened.
Yep.
And there would have been nothing that nobody could have done anything about it.
Right.
Okay, including Triple H.
Yeah.
We just have to be thankful that The Rock had enough sense and concern about the state of the welfare of the business to put wrestling first over himself.
Yeah,
which he did greatly, turning heel.
Yeah,
and adopting this new character, the final boss.
Yes,
and then the I know people say that. I know you brought up the double standard. Did The Rock have a double standard?
Right.
Whatever. I don't care. It was good.
Oh, I don't care either. because I said it before. That's the best piece of business they've done in 20 years at least.
That segment with him and Cody at the end of Raw was the best segment I've seen in a long time.
Do we know what he gave Cody, by the way?
What do you mean?
You're talking about the Raw after WrestleMania?
No, I'm talking about the Raw where he busted him open.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
That was one of the best segments I've seen.
Yeah.
Now, what are you talking about the Raw after WrestleMania?
Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Okay, so Cody came out with the belt, cut a promo. Rock came out. Okay. And then they went back and forth. Rock was like kind of congratulating him, sort of. He asked to hold the belt. The Rock wanted to hold the belt.
Huh.
And Cody's like, he goes, yeah, I'll let you hold it as long as I can hold yours. Because, Rock's got that Rock belt now.
Yeah.
So they kind of slowly changed belts.
That's excellent.
And then Rock put it on. He's like, yeah, I like this. And then they slowly handed the belts back, and then he took something. The Rock took something out of his pocket and gave it to Cody like that, and said, "You don't even have to open your hand to know what that is." And then he took it.
I wonder what it was. Was it the watch that Cody got?
I don't know. One thing I saw.
Or did Cody get that before the Raw? I can't remember.
That was before.
Yeah, because they got the watch that Dusty Rhodes paid for, or pawned off.
Yeah.
To pay for his education and wrestling and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. The only suggestion I saw was that apparently Cody sold Dusty's Hall of Fame ring at some point, and that it's possible that The Rock bought it back and gave it back to Cody.
Huh.
That's the only suggestion I saw.
Was
so I don't.
Cody
I don't know.
very desperate.
I don't know. The thing I saw, and I have no idea if this is true, that he sold that ring to help start AEW.
Huh.
So I don't know if that's true, or he sold it for some reason. I don't know if that's true.
Wow.
So it could be that Rock bought the ring back and gave it back to Cody.
Wow.
So I have no idea if that's true. That's just
crazy.
A suggestion I saw.
Huh. Makes me wonder. I'm gonna have to watch that now.
Yeah.
So Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
He's not looking good doing this crap. AEW just needs to stop. Just stop.
I think it was
stop.
I think it was unfortunate that had to happen on the same night they showed the All-In footage. My opinion is that it doesn't bother me at all that Ospreay said what he said. That by itself, I don't care. I really don't. And if you're asking to me, it's only fair. And I was talking to the fan of Vince Russo about this. Where else was he going to say it?
True.
I mean, he didn't have the play. Will Ospreay wasn't invited on Pat McAfee's show or some other show of equal, of an equal audience or whatever.
And to be fair, can you blame him for? Well, okay. Let me be fair about this.
Okay.
Triple H said what he said, but the WWE is like they love part timers. The Rock is a part timer. They had Goldberg for years as a part timer. They had Brock Lesnar for years as a part timer. Roman Reigns has been a part timer for years.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey, she did kind of get into the grind a little bit, but she didn't get into the grind as much as other wrestlers did.
Right.
So the WWE is filled to the brim with part timers.
Yeah.
So I don't get what Triple H was saying either.
Yeah. Like I said, I think his feelings might have been hurt. I think he feels like he's missing out. He's got a Ricochet. That's a Ricochet type talent.
Yeah.
He's that type of wrestler. He could have had,
but I would say the Ospreay is more well known as far as in the
international, absolutely, yeah.
You know,
so yeah, I think Triple H feels like he missed out on a talent, and he's not happy about it. So he ran his mouth a little bit. He's a wrestler. That's what they do.
Yeah, some people say that he's like the best wrestler alive today. I don't know, but
I mean, I guess it depends on what type of wrestling you like.
I haven't seen enough of his stuff.
Right.
If Meltzer likes him, so
well, I mean, he's got a big heart on for him.
So he must have some flips and stuff.
There is no, he does not. Meltzer does not have a heart on any bigger than he has for Ospreay.
Kind of like what Vince had for Austin Theory.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, it's kind of like that, I think.
All right. Well, Lance, you got anything else?
I think that might close it up for us, right?
Yeah.
WrestleMania, CM Punk, and Will Ospreay.
And the bisexual Undertaker.
And the bisexual Undertaker. I can't believe I never heard that before.
But it makes sense.
It makes sense.
I can't explain it, but it's there.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up there, and we'll come back next week, right?
Yeah, sounds good. Later on.
Later.